Hello and welcome to Tuesday. Oh boy, oh boy. So the other day I figured I wanted to. Well, I've talked about this a bit, but I finally tried getting into manga a bit, and the other day I was catching up on Chainsaw Man, which is the one that has been highly recommended to me. Caught up on the last 8 issues. Insane manga. But something happened to me kind of unexpectedly. I was still in the mood to continue reading something. And what I wanted to read was a comic by the name of Motor Crush. Now, don't read this because the final chapters of Motor Crush are still in limbo and have been for the past something like 6 or 7 years. So yeah, don't. It's whatever. The thing is, mangas and comics are different in one way. I'm not talking language because that can be adapted. I'm talking specifically reading right to left versus left to right. So in a manga, in fact, I think I might have one available. Okay, so this is a manga that I got years and years ago, I believe. Is this actually a manga? Or is this actually... Please tell me this is a manga. No, this is not a manga. Okay, the manga is on the other. The manga was right next to it. So, I have... Are these by the same people? They are. I have Kingdom Hearts manga, because of course I would. I don't know, where does this actually end? Oh, this ends, like, this barely gets into it, and then this one ends where, Olympus Coliseum. Interesting. Okay, so this is a... Well, this is actually great, because we can consider this to be a comic, and we can consider this one to be a manga. So, to the US audience, this would be much easier to read, right? You read from, let's not do spoilers, but, you start in the top left, you work your way down here, and then you just keep on going down, right? Does this have instructions how to read it? Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Doesn't look like it does. But that's how you read this, right? You go through here, so on and so forth, and down. Like any book in English. However, what is this? There's a single page that stands out. I don't know why. Okay. And then you have a manga. Now, mangas are written from the other direction, from right to left. Even, you could see, because the spine is on the other side. This is the back cover, and this is the front, as opposed to this. I think this tells you to... Yeah. This even tells you, hey, stop, this is the back of the book. You wouldn't want to spoil a great ending. And then it shows you how to read the manga, where you start in the top right, and then you read top right down in this column, and then you work your way around in the bottom, and then, like that. So if we go here, it would be, you would read this here, 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 there. And it's totally fine, but the mental gymnastics that you need to do in order to make your brain to make that switch is something that I've never encountered because I've never really gotten huge into manga or comics. And when I went from reading a manga to a comic, I couldn't do it. I could not force my brain to think, oh, yeah, let's go from reading one style to reading another. It was incredibly difficult, and I was immediately losing the plot. So I just stopped. I stopped reading Motor Crush. And then yesterday, I finally picked it back up. And, well, I say finally, it took a day. But it was late at night when I was reading the Chainsaw Man manga. So I decided to call it a night, and then picked up where I left off with Motor Crush, which was the very beginning. So then I started reading Motor Crush. Excellent comic. Will never be finished, it looks like. But, man, what a cliffhanger it ends on. It is a crazy little story that is just insane. Great. Don't read it. I hate consuming media that is considered quote-unquote unfinished. Typically I'll wait for a show to finish airing or for a whatever kind of series to be fully out, unless it's something maybe like a game or something in that kind of area. I don't want to be left reading something that has just a crazy amount of cliffhangers like this Motor Crush. That's how I feel about Chainsaw Man, but I've been told, hey, just read this. It's nice to go into something knowing that there's a definitive end, as opposed to, oh, this will either never end or this will just continue going for another couple of years. I remember I felt the same way with Arcane when that first started airing back in who knows when. But Arcane came out in 2 distinct seasons, and season 1 I know ended on a cliffhanger despite everybody saying that this was one of the greatest shows on television of all time. I said, I'd rather just watch it when it comes out fully. And now it has come out fully, and I still haven't seen it. So, might be right after. I'll try to start watching it next month. Probably. We'll see where we go. But it's been quite an adventure, and like I said, the mental gymnastics required for comics and manga is a lot. Switching between the two is something I've never encountered, and I'm glad to have encountered it because it was a very unique thing that I guess multi-language speakers have encountered multiple times, or where they have a single train of thought that can only be expressed in one language, and they struggle to make their brain switch in order to relay that across. I wasn't reading Chainsaw Man in Japanese, but I have friends who speak multiple languages, and if they were reading a manga and I hand them a comic, I feel like it would be the exact same thing, where there's just a switch in your brain that needs to be flipped, and being able to flip that switch can be challenging at some points. Maybe you can get it done, but for me that was something that I need to try and train myself to do. In time. Anyway, that's what I got here for today, so thank you all for watching. I hope to see you tomorrow. And until then, later.